Hello everyone, I hope everyone is doing good. So in today's video I'm going to talk about manipulation and who are the kinds of people who will be very vulnerable to manipulation. So I'm going to talk about all of this. So first let us understand what manipulation is. So manipulation is to try and control situation, people or people's thought process, action and behavior in order to gain some advantage. So that is what manipulation is. And also those means that are used is often unfair, and sometimes those unfair means that is used to control a person into doing whatever the predator wants them to do. So some of the times those manipulation techniques are quite obvious, some of the time it's very concealed and subtle. So basically, to sum it up, manipulation is even using some unfair means and making a person do whatever the predator wants them to do. Yeah, so this is what basically manipulation means. So and you know what, the funny thing is that a lot of people really don't know that they are being manipulated. Yes, I mean it's a reality that most of the people don't even know that they are victims of manipulation until it's too late. Yes, there are a lot of cases. I was a victim of manipulation, and I learned my lesson the hard way. And I mean, for everyone it's different how they recover from being subjected to manipulation, but the sooner you learn, the better about manipulation and how you can protect yourself, and only by understanding the vulnerabilities that people have, one will be able to understand how to safeguard themselves from any kind of manipulation. Yeah, so if you see these days, a lot of contents are pure manipulation. A lot of these advertisements are manipulation, movies are manipulation, entertainment industry is into a lot of manipulation, studies and courses are getting into a lot of manipulation, and it's a kind of a cycle to get people do what a specific manipulator wants. So you can see traces of manipulation everywhere, whether it be social media, entertainment industry, other industries, everywhere there is manipulation. Even in relationships also there is a lot of manipulation. When it comes to love, when it comes to family, manipulation exists everywhere, or rather let me put it this way, manipulation exists from time immemorial. We cannot deny the existence of manipulation in human history. So we had been manipulating, and we had been victims of manipulation. So that's a fact, we can't change or we can't deny that. So now let us understand who, or rather what kind of people or are more vulnerable to manipulation. So the first one is those people who believe everything that they hear and read. Yes, I'm not saying that you outright deny, but please keep your minds open. So whatever you read or whatever you hear, don't make a judgment based on that. That could be a manipulated version. Witness it, see it, do your own research, and then come to a conclusion. So by just hearing and reading, by just hearing and reading twisted facts, we start making assumptions that, oh no, this person is bad, this person is this person is that. So it shouldn't be like that. You need to have a very clear head, and you need to see things in order to believe it. Don't just buy anything that comes either through voices of people or through any scriptures or any article. Don't believe on anything and everything. Do your own research and try and verify the truth yourself. So don't let others spoon feed you and make you a victim of manipulation. Do your own research, keep your eyes open, keep your mind open, keep your ears open. So don't just buy anything that is out there. That person might be manipulating you. Yeah, so always do your own research and don't enjoy that is served to you. That might be a manipulated version of some news or some history or some facts. These days a lot of these fact checkers are also into manipulated, twisted facts. The history is a lot manipulated. You can see politicians are manipulative, and a lot of these religious leaders are manipulative. Some of these spiritual gurus are very manipulative. A lot of them are very manipulative, and their basic goal is to get you into doing whatever they want you to do, or whatever they want out of you. Either it's your money, it's your vote, it's your subservience, submission. It can be anything. So don't believe anything and everything that you read or that you hear. Cross verify, then consume it. Don't just consume like a zombie and just be victims of manipulation. The next one is this next point is very important. What happens is that these manipulators are great observers. So if you are in a habit of oversharing information, or if you give out too much of yourself to the possible manipulator, it becomes very easy for the manipulator to manipulate you. So avoid oversharing. Oversharing creates a lot of problem, and there is no need for oversharing information. Share what is needed at all. If it's of some purpose to you, then share. Otherwise don't overshare, because oversharing helps the predators or these manipulators gauge how you are, or where you are, or what your standpoint is, and it becomes easier for them to manipulate you. So don't let out everything, don't let out all the information. Yeah, and keep something to yourself. It's not necessary that you have to just become an open book. I mean, there's nothing great in becoming an open book. You can become an open book to your close relations, there is no harm. To your partner, there is no harm. But becoming an open book in public, I don't think that serves the purpose. Yeah, you need to know where you need to draw the boundary, the healthy boundary that will keep you safe and that will make you less vulnerable. So control the amount of information that you release about yourself. So don't overshare. The next point is the self-image and self-presentation. So these wolves, these predators, these manipulators that are out there, they analyze you a lot. Yeah, and the moment they see, they are quite observant. They see a lot of they see and observe a lot of the body language. They see and observe a lot of your behavior and the way how you articulate words. They see a lot of things, and based on that they plan out things, how they need to influence you or control you and get what they want out of you, or get you to do what they want you to do. So this self-image, the self-image is also very essential. Someone who is absolutely carefree, or someone who is having low self-esteem, definitely low self-esteem also affects and influences a person's overall image and confidence. So that gives a wrong message. So you need to present yourself in a very stable, strong, and in a very mature way. If you're going to present yourself in a very immature way, if the self presentation is very immature, I think that gives out a lot of information, and you will be susceptible to a lot of problems. So avoid showing up a very laid back image. Present a very best image of yourself. So that makes it very difficult for the manipulators to see your weaknesses or see through you. Yeah, so put up the best image of yours when you are out there, or when you are meeting people, or when you are involved in any of the social interactions. Next point is that if you have a habit of rushing into relationships, that shows that you are suffering from loneliness, and loneliness is a kind of vulnerability. If the person is a perpetrator or a manipulator in front of you, so that is how people gauge and observe. So if someone has a habit of just jumping into relationships and being overly social, that also gives an indication to the manipulator that this person is somewhat lonely, or a kind of a social animal who wants to interact and who needs attention and validation. So this person can be an easy target. So yes, see, there is no harm in getting into relationships, but making it obvious and public is something which one should avoid. I mean, it hardly matters whether you are in one relationship, you are in some other relationship, tomorrow you are in some other 20 relationship, and that hardly matters. What actually matters is that you don't make that public. Otherwise it shows loneliness, that you are suffering from loneliness, you crave attention and you crave validation. Yeah, so it gives out a lot of information about you. So keep your relationship status personal, don't make it public, otherwise it gives out too much of information and it becomes easier for the predator or manipulator to manipulate you. The next point is of course one of the most important points is that half of the people really don't know what manipulation is. So awareness about manipulation should be essential and important, and everyone should understand what manipulation is. Yeah, we often talk about good influence, bad influence, wrong influence, this, that, bad company, this and that. See, all of this comes to manipulation. Yeah, and manipulation is something which really makes you do things. You are compelled to do, you are forced into thinking that you need to do it. Yeah, so awareness about manipulation is very essential, and I also didn't know the term back then when I was a victim of manipulation, but I mean, I felt bad. I felt as if I was cheated, but instead I was not cheated, I was manipulated. So being cheated is very different from being manipulated. So yes, I was manipulated, and there was quite a lot of instances where now I realize that I was manipulated in the past, but it's okay, it's never too late. So it's better that everyone does some research on manipulation and how people manipulate and get you to do what they want you to do, or get things out of you what they want out of you. Yeah, so that is one of the points. The next one is you become easy target of manipulation because you have not been selfish with your money. Yes, you need to be selfish with your money because it's your hard earned money, or however it's your inherited money, or whatever you have it, or whatever you have got out of your forefathers work, or your parents have given you something whatsoever. Money, your money is important to you, and you should have a healthy relationship, and you should be selfish about your money. Often in our society it is peddled, and it is often said that no, the generosity is very essential. I think bragging about extreme generosity is a kind of manipulation into tricking you to think that the more generous you are, the more it will come. No, you need to be selfish with the things that you have, and your money is yours, so you need to be selfish with your money. You just can't keep on giving anything and everything to anyone and everyone, and I don't think a manipulator is going to help you back. So never fall trap to in giving money. Wherever money is involved, think about it. Don't be easy targets and get influenced and give out money. No, fine, you can do charity, do a selfless charity that you want to do but never get, never become the victim of manipulation and give away your hard earned money. That's not right. Yeah, so think about it. And it's all about either getting some work out of you, getting some favor out of you, getting your money. This is all what manipulation circles around. The next point is what happens is that we often don't know a lot of truth, and we don't do a lot of studies. So that is the reason we are never clear on our standpoint, and that is what makes us more vulnerable, where these people come as salesmen, that I am giving you the right information, give me your money in return, I will do more of the right information work and I'll present it to you and give me more money in return. So this is how the cycle of manipulation works. We as it is know half truth, and we are so busy, we just want to be spoon fed. So anything, it gets a lot of manipulation, it gets a lot of cooking up addition and subtraction of facts. So we get a manipulated version served to us because we are lazy, we really don't want to study and understand things. We just buy whatever makes sense to us and whatever feels good. So that is wrong, and we all should do some study and research, and then only get into buying any things and letting out things of yours, whether it's money or your effort or your emotion. Don't invest in things which you also really don't know about. Yeah, so don't be emotionally invested, don't be psychologically invested, don't be financially invested in things which you really don't know about. It could be a manipulated version. So do your own research, do your own study, and have a clear standpoint. Don't just become a intellectual dustbin where anyone comes and gives you a manipulated version, and then you are like, oh yes, this is right, oh this is right, yes, this money is for you, you are saying the right thing. No, don't become foolish. That's not right. Yeah, the next one is often people who feel that everyone is nice is also a big problem. So they become an easy target because they are seeing extreme goodness. They want to see the world in a very good way. See, that is the reason I always emphasize that good and bad exists everywhere. So keep that possibilities ready in front of you, that a person can become good also, a person can become bad also. So things are much easy and much practical for you. It doesn't come like a shock, that oh, this person flipped, this person behaved so unexpected. No, good and bad is everywhere. So stop seeing things in a very rosy and merrier way. It's not like that. It's not everyone out there is nice. Yes, people can be nice, people can be wicked, people can be bad, people can be good. So have these variations also out there in your head, rather than just having one variation, that is everyone is nice. No, that makes you more vulnerable to manipulation. The next one is that if you are suffering from low self-esteem and low self-worth, that makes you also very vulnerable, because when you are suffering from low self-esteem, as it is, your energy, your behavior, your action exuberes. It shows that you are not okay with your own self. So just identify who you are and take pride in being who you are. You are worthy. You are worthy to feel good. Everyone is worthy to feel good in whatever ways they want. So don't become victims of low self-esteem and low self-worth. Yeah, and try and work on those areas, because that will build up your confidence, that will build up a good image, that will build up a stronger image of yours. So don't be so prone and don't be so weak. Work on it. I mean, like if you want, you can do anything. You just have to set your mind. So that one was that was the other point. The next one is don't get into the habit of seeking external validation. Yeah, validation issues. See, in our society, we all are trained, we all grew up with families that forced validations, and we were conditioned in such a way that we look for validation, otherwise we feel so empty. This is again a kind of a toxic dysfunctional upbringing that a lot of us go through, and there is no harm. We can always reparent ourselves, and we can always study and change these things, and of course change is for better, so why not embrace it? Yeah. So yes, stop looking for external validation. You know what is right, so do what is right, and don't do things for validation. Yeah. If the biggest validation is you approving of your own self, so you validate your own self, be have self acceptance. That is another biggest act of self validation. So just accept yourself. Self acceptance, get rid of or work on the areas of low self esteem, low self worth, and I think that's it. You don't need validation of others, because validation often creates such a handicap that we keep on doing things to be validated, and we get into a cycle of being a mental slave, and we keep on doing so that if I get a praise, or if someone appreciates it, we keep on doing that. Praises are fine, but don't be weak. Don't be weak, and don't keep on looking for external validation. It might not work out in your favor. Instead, it might put you into a lot of trouble. So don't keep on doing things for validation. First, you validate yourself. That solves the problem. You don't need any other validation. Just accept yourself the way how you are. Validate yourself, whoever you identify as and whoever you are. Yeah, that solves the problem. The next one is if you are very emotional, and if you have problems regulating your emotions, you will be very prone to all kinds of manipulation. You might fall trap to any ads that come into the television. You might fall trap to all these internet activism, and give out the things that you have earned after so much of hard work. You can fall trap to a lot of these agenda based activities that is happening. So always do your own research, and be practical. Being emotional doesn't help. You can't be emotional while watering a tree. If there is no water, you need to think, if there is no water, how would you survive? So before watering tree, you should see how much water you have. Is it sufficient for you? And only then go out and water a tree. Yeah, so these are very practical approaches. So one needs to be very practical rather than being highly emotional. Yeah, and also if you see these days, a lot of these activism is going on, that I'm going to save you this, I'm going to save you from this, I'm going to save a group of people from this people is bad, this people is good. A lot of things are happening, and those manipulations are happening on a very deeper emotional level, and it's all basically to control and siphon money, nothing else. Let me tell you, it's all to control and siphon your hard-earned money. So don't be emotional and don't give out your money. It's your hard-earned money. Go and feed a poor. There's no harm. If you see a poor hungry, go and feed them, give them some warm clothes, or if there is an injured animal, help them, instead of giving away your hard-earned money to those emotional, manipulated, agenda-driven activism that is happening on internet, on a lot of platforms. So yes, so don't be emotional about anything and everything. Be practical. Be about be emotional about yourself, be emotional about your loved ones, and that's it. Don't be overly emotional, that you will have to pay so that an entire race will be safeguarded. You will have to pay so that someone else will go and do the dirty work for you. It doesn't work that way. It's all pure manipulation to sit and earn. So don't fall trap to any kind of manipulation. The next one is that you highly need to educate yourself. Yes, you need to highly educate yourself on a lot of topics. Whatever topic interests you, read it yourself. Don't buy any crap that is served on the palm of your hand, I mean through your mobile. A lot of I see a lot of content creators out there twisting things and twisting up the facts and giving wrong digits, wrong narration, even twisting the history, and that is pure sign of manipulation, where they are forcing a specific group of person to think in a different way about another specific group of person, be it caste, race, religion. A lot of things are happening, a lot of manipulation is happening, and a lot of politicians are into manipulation. Politicians have gone to a next level of manipulation where they are manipulating innocent beings into thinking that these politicians are gods, incarnation of gods, and you can't deny these things. And apart from that, there are these digital warriors that is coming up, who is going to safeguard humanity from some version of apocalypse, and in order to save yourself, and in order to save your lineage, and in order to save your kids, you have to keep paying them. So this is how these activism and all of these things are happening. Now, coming back to educating yourself, it's very essential, because I was also a victim of manipulation. I was manipulated into thinking about a certain thing in a certain way. But when I started reading, when I started meeting, when I started going out and seeing things from my own eyes, I realized that I was too much into processed information, and that is how I was made to to feel and see and behave how they wanted. So do your own research. Just don't buy in anything that is served to you. You never know with what agenda these people are selling these information, and it could be absolutely opposite from the ground reality. Yes, I have seen a lot of things. I'm not going to go into that, or I'm not going to talk about those people, but I can see a lot of manipulation happening, whether it is on social media, entertainment industry. A lot of manipulation is happening. A lot of these activism is happening, where you have to keep on paying them and finance them, and they are going to do some kind of those Marvel comic hero war will happen, and they are going to help you save yourself. And a lot of these stupidity is happening, but people are buying it. Emotional people are buying it, and of course the points that I've listed, those vulnerable people are buying it, and that is the reason such things are happening. So yes, please explore the topic of manipulation, study about it, and don't become a victim of manipulation. And study, do your own study and research. Don't just buy anything. Don't just be sheeps. Yeah, so in this is basically the entire goal of making this video, is to help you understand that how manipulation makes you into a sheep, and makes you do the bidding of the predator or the manipulator. So don't do that. Do your own study, and just don't believe anything and everything that is beautifully packed, and any information that is presented to you. It could be right, it could be wrong as well. So this and the entire goal of making this video is to help you safeguard yourself, safeguard your money, safeguard your intelligence, safeguard your emotion, safeguard your identity, and safeguard yourself in all respect. So yes, don't take in anything. Definitely do your own research as well, and that is the reason I keep on stressing, do your own research, study this and that. Don't become spoon feeders, where someone else is feeding you some rubbish, and then you are just dancing on their tunes. So think about it, the points that I have listed. Do work on that, and protect yourself from manipulation. It's one life. Live life the way how you want, and it's a beautiful life. Make the best out of it, and anyone can start any point of day. And don't fall prey, and don't be victims to these manipulators or predators. Please take care of yourself. Like, share, subscribe, and in case if you would want to add in some points, you can always add in below. Please take care of yourself. Lots of love and blessings. Bye.